If you're anything like me, you clicked on this video because you want to grow and scale a profitable and fulfilling online coaching business that can be your full-time career. Without any special degree, without any experience, and without having to have a genius IQ. And whether that's the case or you're just curious about how all these people are starting coaching businesses and scaling up and making tons of amounts of money from anywhere in the world, then this video is for you. So look, scaling a coaching business has become harder and harder over the years. And I get it. With the thousands of new coaches popping up every day and everyone seems like they're just so far ahead of you, it can be overwhelming. And the easiest thing to do is just to convince yourself that maybe it's too late to be growing a coaching business in 2024. And then you sit there and just not give it the shot that it deserves. And that's why I put together this video to give you an easy step-by-step guide on how you can actually grow and scale your coaching business. You can push through all the competition and get a head start on growing your coaching business and making the money that you want. Here's the beautiful thing. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. Now, I get it. I'll address the elephant in the room. Why should you listen to me instead of some other rando sitting here on your laptop? Well, it's because over the past few years, I've been completely self-employed. I've been able to start a coaching business and grow it and be able to make $40,000 in a single month while working completely part-time. And now my goal is to take the information that I've learned from growing my coaching business and give it to you absolutely free here on my YouTube channel. And I see a lot of coaches guarding their information behind a $997 paywall. Well, that's not the case here. I don't have a course to sell you, so I'm about to give you all the information, all the game, absolutely free. If you guys are ready, then let's dive in. All right, so let's jump in. How did this business owner land 50 clients and this one landed 0 clients using this one simple trick? I'll tell you how in just a moment and how you can replicate it for yourself. But first, let me tell you, my name is Jeremy Funderburk. I'm the founder of My VA Fast, and I'm about to show you one simple trick that can skyrocket your business immediately. This trick lets me do really cool stuff like drive really cool cars and get asked to speak in front of hundreds of people. And the reason I'm making this video is I want to show you one simple trick I discovered that can get you double, triple, quadruple, or even 10x the clients that you're getting from your existing leads and show you how to get more leads at will. Before we go any further, let's address the elephant in the room. If you're like most of my clients, then you've probably heard of all these promises before, and you try all these so-called solutions. Stay with me because I'm going to show you how this one simple trick made me over $40,000 in 1 month, and before that, I was chewed up and spit out by corporate America as a new husband with $0 in my bank account. It has nothing to do with Facebook ads, SEO, video sales letters, or YouTube. If those things were all you need to grow your business, then why are so many businesses broke? Instead, it has everything to do with a classic yet forgotten method that grew businesses like a wildfire before all the shiny objects, before all the gurus started talking about new methods. In fact, these business owners that are now legends had a fully booked sales calendar while you struggle to fill yours in today's economy with limitless opportunity. Once you find out what it is, you will finally be able to fully book your sales calendar so much that it will be bursting at the seams. You'll be able to secure sales calls with new people that reach out immediately. You'll be able to finally get a return on all those ads. Maybe even take that amazing vacation you've been promising your wife, but you can't yet afford. Not only that, but you'll be able to finally walk into a room and have everyone ask, how did you do it? There's nothing better than being admired for what you've accomplished. It's an amazing feeling. And by the end of this video, you'll be one giant leap closer to it. But first, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Jeremy Funderburk, and this was me starting my first online service-based business 4 years ago. When I discovered this one simple trick, my agency was a mess. Only 1 to 2 sales calls per month, bills falling behind, and stress at an all-time high. It was tragic. Plus, I was in a competitive niche with no name and the business was competitively disadvantaged. But I ran at it head first, used this one simple trick, and turned it into a thriving business. Then my business partner and I went our separate ways and we let the business go. I took this one simple trick and helped the client grow to over $900,000 in sales in less than a year and got featured in over 200 publications. And I'll share this one simple trick in just a moment. But know that this works if you're a local service-based business, a real estate professional, or for online businesses like marketing agencies, coaches, and consultants. After building company after company and crushing it with this one simple trick, I started MBF Consulting and helped other business owners use this one simple trick. MBF Consulting in its first few months generated tens of thousands of dollars using, you guessed it, one simple trick. And I also shared this one simple trick with dozens of my clients, and it worked for them too. So get ready to learn the secret. Here's the real problem why you aren't getting as many clients as you like. Imagine your business like a leaky bucket, and you spend money on advertising pouring leads into the bucket. Everything goes in the top and it comes out these holes. All your paid ads, all your direct marketing, all the social media, all the networking, all your sales come spilling out. It's because you're not getting back to your leads within 5 minutes. There's no consistent email and SMS marketing to generate appointments. You're not confirming and rescheduling calls, not having at least 15 follow-ups, and now you just got money spilling out because of all the holes that are in your bucket. And your business becomes a graveyard of lost sales. So no matter how much you spend on ads, you can't make money. And you think that you're just attracting the wrong leads. And sure, a portion of your leads probably suck. But the real reason is the best leads want to buy now. You know how everyone's got their phones in their hand at all the times? Well, today they expect instant answers. And the people with the most money have the least amount of time. If you don't respond quickly, they're gone. And all you're left with is bad leads in your bucket, making you think your advertising is broken. When in reality, your bucket is broken. But if you just fix the holes in your bucket, then your bucket will fill up and it overflows with sales, which means you can spend more advertising and then the money just keeps piling in. But there are a few points of failure in your bucket. And to be more specific, there's 3 points of major failure. The first one's what I call delaying the play, not getting back to leads within minutes. Then you have the lazy calendar, not rescheduling calls that don't show, and then forgetting the fortune because the fortune is in the follow-up. And you're not following up during the hot, cold, hot cycle. So how do you patch the holes? With this one simple trick. Here it is. Delegate to elevate method. Here's how it works. 2 coaches run ads to the same leads, both get 300 leads. The first coach gets ticked off. He tells everyone how the economy is bad, ads are bad. He didn't get a single client from the 300 leads. But then when they talk to the second coach to ask their experience, they ask how many clients he got. The second coach got 50 clients. That's 50x more than the first coach. Same lead. So they asked the second coach how he did it. But the second coach didn't have an explanation on how he did it. In fact, he was totally confused how the first coach didn't get the same results. So he asked, how many times did the first coach call the lead? So he called the first coach and finds out he called each lead once. They called the second coach back and the second coach burst out laughing. Well, that's why he didn't get any clients. No one ever answers the first call. Well, how many times do you call? We use the 3x7 method. What's the 3x7 method? Every day we call them, text them, and email them for 1 week straight. That's 7 days. 3x7 method. And just like that, 50x more sales just from 1 week of follow-up. Now, the 3x7 method is great, but it's not as good as this next thing. In fact, the next thing doesn't even require your time and outperforms the 3x7 method by over 400%. I'll tell you what the next thing is in a short second, but let's not forget the 3 major failure points, right? Delaying the play, the lazy calendar, and forgetting the fortune. And the reason for these failure points is most business owners don't understand the hot, cold, hot principle. Every lead is hot when they first become a lead, then becomes cold, then hot, then cold, then hot. And this is because humans are impulsive by nature. This means they first think about buying before they're really serious. Then something else in life happens and they forget about it. Then something reminds them of it and now they're hot again. People do this with boats, cars, houses, consulting, heck, even getting a medical exam. And this cycle continues until they finally become serious. And now they become the easiest sell in the world to the closest option. For example, one time I went to buy a program trying to learn a new skill. I filled out a form on the website to have someone call me. I was interested, but the next day, my water heater went out. So now the folks became going out and getting quotes so I can have hot water and take a shower, which ended up being a 3-day process thanks to a happening right before a holiday. Then the car broke down. So you can imagine a lot was going on. About a month later, we had a new water heater in the car fit, and I was exhausted. I needed some R&R. So I decided to go out bowling with some friends, and we had a great time. My friend says, "Hey man, we're working on this new project. Did you ever join that program? I bet it has some useful info." Instantly, I envisioned all the growth we could have if I learned the stuff in the program. And just like that, I was hot again. There was only one problem. I couldn't remember who I spoke to a month ago. They called me back once, but that was it. No emails, no texts, nada. But I was ready to buy. In fact, I wanted to take the info and start implementing it that week. Heck, I needed it. So I Googled coaches teaching the same thing, booked a call for that day with a different coach, and they made the easiest sale of their life. And I became a part of the program. Now, imagine if the original coach I reached out to had followed up. He would have got the sale because they would have been the closest option. And if you are constantly following up, you'll be the closest option when they're ready to buy. And if there's always something reminding them, they buy a lot faster. So it's almost time to tell you what the next thing is, but we have to answer one burning question first. While this may seem obvious and simple, I'll tell you why most business owners can't use this method and why they generally don't follow up as much as they should. We all know that 7% of sales comes from follow-up, and the average sale was made on the 8th follow-up. And businesses that get back to customers within 5 minutes get 80% of sales. These are real stats, and if you didn't know them, you know them now. Here's the real problem. Your sales calendar isn't full. You don't have enough clients. You spend money on advertising and it goes to waste. And it sucks because you look like a failure to your family, friends, and everyone that you told, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it." But you aren't making it. What's worse is that gnawing feeling that because your business is not as stable as you like, at any moment, it could all crumble. Now, I can tell you the real problem is that you aren't working your leads, that you aren't following up, and you aren't getting back to new leads fast enough. And let's face it, you aren't. But that's not the root problem. You don't have time. The world is a chaotic mess today. 10,000 notifications on your phone, the kids get sick, the dog craps on the floor, so you get fancy software, but you still have to learn the software, and you still have to take the time to manage the software, and the leads don't get worked. Prime example, we had a client who was getting discouraged. I asked, "What's wrong?" He said he wasn't getting enough sales appointments, and he was now full-time in the business with no extra income. I asked him if he was following up. He admitted he hadn't. So I showed him just one follow-up method, and he closed a $36,000 contract that day. But I knew he was building the business to get his family back. And I knew that even though I had fed him a fish for the day, he didn't have the time to fish on his own. And that's when I knew the only way to really help our clients was to have someone do it for them. So we created the Delegate to Elevate method. We hire fully trained English accent virtual assistants from the Philippines for $3 to $4 an hour. They get back to every single new lead within seconds. They book people already ready to go straight onto your calendar. Now, does $3 per hour sound low? Over here it does, but that's more than double the minimum wage over there. So $3 to $4 an hour makes them middle to upper middle class, and often the highest paid in their family. And their English is spot on if you work with the right assistant. And here's why this is so powerful. Did you know that a lead contacted within the first 5 minutes is over 20 times more likely to convert? The virtual assistants get back to them within 1 to 2 minutes. There's no way you can pull that off while still running your business and having a life. So the virtual assistants will pick up the low-hanging fruit and work the rest of the leads to get the customer to respond. The virtual assistant can also use your automation to work leads for you for a year straight through SMS and email marketing, so you don't have to. Jacob gave access to his existing leads to his virtual assistant and booked an extra 10 appointments the first week. And his virtual assistant wasn't even working full time yet. When you have a virtual assistant, your calendar will fill up. You will finally be able to get a return out of all those ads. And here's how having a virtual assistant will grow your business. With a virtual assistant, you can follow up with new leads within seconds and keep following up for a whole year practically on autopilot. No more missed opportunities. No more leads slipping through the cracks. You get a lead and bam, the follow-up is done for you. Imagine a calendar so packed, it's the business equivalent to back-to-back Beyonce. In today's hyper-competitive market, Time is money, and every lead is a potential gold mine. Your virtual assistant is there all day, ensuring no lead escapes your mighty grip. Tired of seeing your hard-earned money go down the drain on leads that never turn into sales? Like, not all of us have the memory of an elephant, which is why 2 minds is better than 1, ensuring no lead is left behind. The virtual assistants come with experience managing sales calendars, pipeline, scheduling, and handling follow-up interaction. All to ensure that no lead falls through the cracks and every potential sale is nurtured to fruition. But here's the best part. What are the 2 biggest issues when hiring a virtual assistant? Number 1, we don't know where do I find them? And number 2, how do I make sure they're qualified? Well, we'll use our connections in the Philippines to find a highly qualified English accent virtual assistant completely done for you by our recruiting team. Plus, we'll provide all the training for the virtual assistant so you don't have to worry about training them. And not only that, but we'll also manage the virtual assistant so you don't have to lift a finger. We'll make sure the virtual assistants are consistently hitting KPI so no lead gets left behind. We'll do all the heavy lifting so you just check your calendar every day and close deals. Plus, you'll have access to our support group. And we can replace the assistant at any time if you feel it's not a good fit. And right now, you can schedule a consult with our team to see how this could work for your business. Click the link to book a call and we'll learn about your business, your process, and your goals and see exactly how the virtual assistant can grow your business. And you can see how our team will manage the results produced by the virtual assistant and how you can get an immediate return. And don't worry, no one's going to hard sell you on the call. It's either a good fit or it's not. In fact, if it's not a good fit, we'll probably tell you before you tell us. And if it is a good fit, there's multiple pricing options to make this affordable. So all you have to do is just click the link down below in the description to book your consult with our team.